this is the most insane beach I've ever seen. It's our 6-year anniversary. We are currently in Curacao. It's Dallin's first time driving here, so I'm a little nervous. That's cool.
Oh, you're so on edge.
I'm nervous.
Why?
You're scaring me. I don't know.
Why?
It's like it's always weird driving in another country.
It's all the same. It's on the right side of the road.
I know, but it's a little
I've driven on the left side of the road, and that's scary.
Yeah, that is a little scary.
I've driven a motorcycle in Bali with Bill on the back.
Honestly, that was really scary.
That is the craziest driving I've ever seen.
Can you even believe that it's been 6 years? I don't know where time has gone. We're more in love than ever. It's been a great 6 years. There's definitely been some hard moments, and I have to say, I feel like we aren't where I thought we would be. So the past 6 years, we've had a lot of ups and downs. I definitely thought that we would have at least 3 kids by now, and obviously that hasn't happened for us, but I feel like in a weird way, I'm very grateful for the chance to just like have this time together.
The chance to hang out with Dallin every day with no distractions.
No distractions. It's just the two of us.
Where are we?
There's no chance you're supposed to take a right there.
I can't get up there.
Dallin, stop. You're not supposed to take a right there. Dallin.
Good thing I'm the best driver in the world. Wow, I'm freaking the best backer-upper. I don't know where I'm going.
I think we're going down a one-way right now is where we're going.
Babe, I am the way. There's only one way to drive.
You are not him.
I am
not him.
So Bella really wants to talk about our favorite memories of the last 6 years.
Let's talk about our favorite
dying
memories.
to do that.
I'm dying to talk about it because we've had a lot of really great memories these past 6 years of marriage. Like, I just want to talk about it and relive a couple of those moments before we get into some of the hard stuff. I feel like the Maldives was definitely one of my all-time favorite trips with you, just the two of us traveling so far on a 17-hour plane ride in the middle seat with babies crying in the plane. Like, we handled that like champs. Also, like, all of our travels have been amazing. Buying our first house, I remember some of like my favorite moments are every day we would go and just check up on the progress of the house. We had just started YouTube back then when we were like showing the progress of our house. We were so excited. All those little moments. Like, I remember like one thing would change in the house and we would be like freaking out. I think back to our wedding day when we first got married, and I felt like I thought that I loved you back then. I remember our wedding day, but I love you even more now.
I love you too, baby.
I feel like we've grown so much together, and I really do feel like we've grown up together. I feel like when we first got married, I had just turned 20, you were 23. Looking back at our wedding day, I feel like we were like babies, and now we have 6 years under our belt of
marriage. Is it weird to say that I'm glad that it's just been the two of us for 6 years?
I know. I feel the same way.
I don't want people to think like, oh, like I thought you wanted a kid. 100% we want a kid, and we would do anything to have a kid. At the same time, like looking back, we've gotten to do so much that we would have never been able to do if we had a kid.
So many opportunities I think of that like have come up that if we would have started our family when we wanted to, that wouldn't have happened.
We wouldn't have done anything of that.
Yeah. So I do feel grateful for that. Obviously, I feel like God has perfect timing and everything.
Yeah.
And it was just meant to be. That's just meant to be part of our story. This is our hard trial, you know?
How's it affected us in a bad way?
I think infertility has changed our marriage completely.
True, but I think it's changed it in overall a good way.
Overall in a good way, but also I feel like there's just been a lot of hard things that we've had to like...
Oh my gosh, I'm going over a massive bridge. Bella grips the front.
Ah! One of my favorite things is when we were first dating, Dallin and I would go street racing. I do not advise this.
I never went over the speed limit though.
He never went over the speed limit.
We just raced a lot.
We just raced with cars.
I had a really fast truck, like really, really fast.
I would white knuckle the front like this, like I'm doing right now.
And I would smoke the cars off the line. And Bella
while he went the speed limit.
Yeah, of course. Only the speed limit. We used to love street racing.
No, we didn't. Let's move on. The way that infertility has changed our marriage is I feel like it's been one of the best things for us because we have grown together. I'll never forget being in Oman. You think that infertility is hard and you think doing IVF is hard. Try doing it in a whole other country with a whole different culture.
Oh my gosh.
It is one of the hardest things that we've ever done. So much. Like, the mosques there are beautiful. Like, the people there
The culture is incredible.
They
and
are
it's the nicest people we have ever met.
The most beautiful people in the world. If you haven't been to the Middle East, you need to go and experience it because it totally changed my perspective on everything. The people
100%.
there are just incredible. Everything is so different. The food, the people, the culture, like everything that you can imagine is complete opposite of what we're used to. And so we go there, and I remember it was day 3 of IVF.
We're gonna share this. We've never shared this before.
Day 3 of IVF, and we were both kind of starting to like bicker a little bit. We're both like feeling anxious a little bit. We're both like just not doing too well. We're both crying a little bit.
We had jet lag, first of all.
We were tired.
Massive culture shock. We were tired. We weren't sleeping.
We had no idea what the heck we were doing there. We're like, why are we doing this? And I remember we asked the concierge where to eat dinner, and he recommended this place. So we go to this place.
Oh my God.
And I remember we went and we sat down at the table and we ordered the food. And I love the food there. But we ordered the food and we're sitting there, and all of a sudden we both kind of had this like little bit of a mental breakdown where we both looked at each other and we're like, should we book plane tickets home? Like, why are we doing this? We don't have to do this, you know? But then
we almost went home.
We were
on day 3. I remember laying in that hotel room and I was like, I'm getting out of here. I'm going home. Like, why are we across the world right now?
We were so anxious though, and I've never felt like that in my life. And we were like,
it got better though.
It got better every single day. And truly, it wouldn't have been better if it wasn't for our amazing doctor. He's amazing, and he completely made us feel so comfortable, and everything was great. And it obviously all worked out. We didn't obviously get pregnant, and IVF was not a success for us, but I feel like we learned a big lesson. It pushed us to do hard things, and I feel like at that moment we leaned on each other. We realized like so quickly when we were like starting to like bicker and be anxious, we were like, you know what? All we have right now is each other.
It's a very weird feeling when literally you only have like the person next to you. Like, I couldn't go to like my friend's house. I couldn't go to like Bella's parents' house, like a family member's house.
And also, if we wanted to call somebody, we couldn't because it was flip days. So like people were sleeping when we were awake. And it was just like a really weird experience to
it was
just go through that all alone. I have to say, your YouTube comments completely shifted our mindset. We started getting the kindest comments and people giving us suggestions and tips, and it just like it completely transformed how we felt while we were there. But I feel like it definitely changed our marriage. We haven't been the same since that first round of IVF. We have grown so much together. We have learned some of the biggest lessons. And I feel like we realized that all we have is each other, and we're a team. Through hard times, we need to stick together and be a team. I think that's the biggest thing I learned.
It's crazy. Like, I remember it'd be like 2 a.m. and I couldn't sleep, and I'd just like go on YouTube and just like read comments over and over, and people would leave like paragraphs of like support into us. Like, gave me like the best feeling. I was like, wow, that is cool. We have like a community out there, like the nicest people rooting us on and like praying for us. All I can say is thank you. Like, it really meant a lot, and it like carried us through all of that because it was hard. It was really hard.
Yeah, it was very hard.
You remember flying home after it was unsuccessful? Oh, it was just
it was
tough. It was tough.
I really thought that would be it. Like,
oh, me too. I was convinced.
I was so confident that we were going to come home pregnant.
Me too. We had it all planned out. We were going to travel for 2 weeks afterwards because you don't find out if you're pregnant for another 2 weeks, and we were going to go travel and then find out in a cool location, take pictures there. Like, we had it all planned. I saw a comment the other day. Someone was like, what would you tell like a couple that's just getting married, or like someone that's like a year in or like struggling? What's some advice? I don't know. Like, Bella and I definitely don't have it all figured out. No. We have definitely our struggles.
You guys have to remember that you're a team, and through all your struggles, if you're going to fight through it, you need to remember we're a team. We need to be in this together. That's like just the biggest thing that I've learned. I feel like communication is so important. Through the good and the bad, you have to communicate your feelings and make sure the other person knows exactly how you feel. I don't know. I feel like we've gotten a lot better at just like making sure we're always communicating.
I think it's so important to realize that like if Bella's having a hard day or I'm having a hard day, like, you have to pick each other up. You have to be a good team and help each other out. I feel like it's okay for someone to have a hard day or like have like a hard moment, or just like be sad or angry, and you can't be like mad at the other person for that.
I think that's one of the things that you've been so good at is if there's ever a day that I'm having a really hard time, he comes in and he will completely pick me up. He's like the biggest cheerleader ever, and so I'm so grateful for that. We have officially hit 6 years of marriage, and this is going to be an amazing year. I can feel it. I feel like it's going to be the year that is just life-changing for us.
I think it's going to be a big year too. I got high hopes. I'm excited for the future. But the problem is, I've said that. I've said like 2021 is going to be a good year. 2022 is going to be a good year. Like 2023 does feel different, but there's still like in the back of my mind, it's like hard to be hopeful in like the infertility world because you just never know.
Are you kidding? I'm so hopeful right now. I feel really good. I'm really happy. It's going to be a great year. And as long as we have each other, everything is going to be okay. I think.
Of course.
I think that's all that matters. Is as long as we have each other, we can do anything. I'm just so excited for this year. It just feels so different and so good. We can't wait to update you more on our infertility journey. We're pretty pumped.